Hey guys, it's Tyler Dawe with Remax Connects, and on this episode of Mortgage Minute, I'm with Lisa McNair from Royal Bank, and she's going to tell us all about what's happening in the mortgage industry as well as the changes to CMHC. Hey Lisa, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Tyler. How are you doing?
Good. You got me out of bed early this morning. It's
I sure did. Yeah.
before
Look at
noon.
you
I'm
all
not happy
showered
about
with a shirt on and everything.
it. That's awesome. Listen, Lisa, I'm going to jump right in with something juicy. Tell us about the rates and tell us about our fixed and variable rates that we could get today. And I know rates are subject to change, but just give us a range.
Sure, totally. So our rates can range right now anywhere from about 2.0 to about maybe 3.19, depending if you're in variable, fixed, whether you have a high ratio mortgage or not. So rates are at like almost an all-time low right now. It's a great time to get into the market for sure.
Okay, great. So it's a great time for buyers. It's also a great time for financing, would you say?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely one of the lowest that I've seen in a very long time.
Okay, great news. Great news.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's been some big news in the mortgage industry right now, and that's CMHC. A lot of people don't even know what that is. A lot of agents don't know what that is. Can you
Right.
tell us what CMHC is and how it affects lending or financing?
So sure, no problem. So CMHC is a default insured lender. So what they do is they support, say, unconventional mortgages. So what that is when you don't have 20% down, which is our minimum for a conventional mortgage, they step in and they basically protect the home when it doesn't have that equity built in it already from buying it right away without the 20% down. So they did come out, unfortunately, with some changes that are decreasing the buying power, which we can definitely chat about. So these changes all started happening, they announced it on June 4th, but the changes happen on July the 1st. So not yet, but they're coming up.
Okay, so it's just for unconventional mortgages, not conventional mortgages.
Correct, yes. So
Okay.
if you have a minimum of 20% down, you are conventional. This does not affect you whatsoever.
Okay, but if you have
Yeah.
less than 20% down, it's going to affect you.
Yes. Anyone with under 20% down has to go through a mortgage default insured company to
Okay.
get a mortgage. Yes.
So then what's happening is they're changing their specifications in order to grant insurance for those
They are,
mortgages.
yes. And the reason that I believe that this is happening, CMHC foresees a 9 to 18% decrease in home sales over the next 12 months. And I'm sure COVID-19 has something to do with that. I'm sure you realize you haven't in home sales really haven't seen a huge decrease. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they're getting their info from, but that being said, that's the reason that they're putting these in place.
So they're protecting their
Protecting
butts a little bit.
themselves. Really, they're protecting themselves, reducing their risk at the end
Okay.
of the day.
So if I'm a buyer, how would this affect me? What, like if I'm qualifying, how would this affect me?
Yeah. So what would happen is pre-July 1st, you would have a qualification at, let's just say, let me give you an example. Let's say your household income is 120,000. Typically, under the old rules and the old qualification rates with CMHC, you may qualify for something around a $565,000 mortgage. With the new rules, it would be closer to about $502,000. So you've just reduced your purchasing power by over $60,000 just with these new rules.
So that takes place July 1st.
July 1st.
So you could qualify for somebody now under the old specifications and lock them in, and they would still be okay after the 1st?
Yeah, we should be good as long as we have everything firm approved ahead of time. So it has to go through CMHC before July 1st.
Okay. And now, is there any other way around this change?
Sure, yeah. CMHC is not the only mortgage default insured company around. Genworth has announced that they're not following suit with CMHC. They are not changing their restrictions when it comes to the rates and qualifications and credit scores, things like that. So we definitely have more than one option.
So it's not all doom and gloom. You could
Totally.
potentially have your mortgage insured from Genworth instead of CMHC.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so that's great news, right?
Great news. Great
Okay,
news.
cool.
There's some bad news, but there's always an upside. So
Awesome.
great
Awesome.
news. We still have another ouch, if you'd like to say. We're all good. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, listen, Lisa, thank you for clarifying that. I know there's a lot of people that are kind of in panic mode. They don't really know what that was. So you
Yeah.
really helped me out, but I'm sure you helped the
Yeah,
viewers out as
for
well.
sure.
I've
I'll give you
got
just
one.
a couple. I'll give you just a couple points of what exactly they changed, just
Yeah.
people are aware. The total debt ratios was 44%, GDS being 39%. They have decreased that now to 42 and 35. So slightly, but one of the bigger differences is the credit score. So your beacon score before minimum was 600. It's now being raised to 680. So minimum one applicant on the mortgage application has to have a minimum credit score of 680 to qualify for a mortgage through CMHC.
And what's it normally?
It's 600.
600.
Right now, their minimum is 600, and they're raising it to 680. But again, Genworth is not following suit, so we don't have the same rules when we go through Genworth.
And if you, but you'll work with people on your credit score and their credit score.
100%, yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, good. So we can breathe a little bit now, right? We can still afford some of those mortgages.
We can definitely do it.
All right, awesome. Well, I've got one final question for you. Tell us some mortgage trends that you're seeing right now.
Okay, so I just want to let everybody know out there that RBC is now 100% completely digital. So you don't have to leave your house. I don't have to leave my house. I can do my mortgages through you at my poolside. I can see you poolside. We can do everything remotely, including getting your ID, verifying you. All your signatures are now done through e-signature. So we can do everything by the comfort of your own home. You do not need to leave, which is great news with everything that's going on. Some people are very vulnerable. They can't leave their house. And this is a perfect scenario for mortgages right now. We are 100% digital at RBC now.
That's awesome. So I can be by my pool, have a beer in my hand, click the button, and sign away.
Yeah, that's it. Totally.
That sounds a lot more fun than what we normally do, isn't it?
Right? Who wants to sit in a bank?
All right. Well, listen, that's all I got for you today. Once again, for everybody out there, this is Lisa McNair. She's one of mine and my team's preferred lenders. She's great. She's a wealth of knowledge, and we love having her around. So, Lisa, thanks for taking the time out of your day to do this for us. And we look forward to seeing you next month on Market Minute.
All right. We'll talk to you then.
We'll see you
soon.
Have
a good day.
Bye for now.
See ya.